Hey everybody, this is Coach Gary from San Francisco and the founder of 30 Minute Millionaire. And I'm excited about all the things that are happening and where we're going with the teaching of social media, and especially really focusing on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very powerful, powerful platform. It's a very, it's growing. It's 340 million people have joined LinkedIn. It's a B2B platform, basically. It does do B2C, but mostly B2B. And with over 172,000 people every day joining, my gosh, folks, that's 17 people every second are joining LinkedIn. Now, what makes LinkedIn so powerful is that people are coming on LinkedIn, especially network marketers, coaches, a lot of consultants are coming on LinkedIn, and they want to connect with people, and they want to build their customer base, as well as they want to build, a client following, as well as some of these people want to build their downline. So what's cool about LinkedIn is that people want to connect with you. It's a very easy connection. This morning, we're going to be talking about connections. Before I get into that, though, I want to sort of talk to you about a few things that are happening so you guys are up to speed on this. Number one, I just put a brand new video on my blog site on 30 Minute Millionaire. It's 30, okay, the number 30minute-millionaire.com. Now, I just put that new video on there focusing on social media marketing for network marketers. I'm also changing the ebook out, okay, which has been my ethical bribe for people to sign up to my list. But you want to go on there if you haven't signed up. And there's a new ebook being developed right now. I'm basically at the tail end of it, and I'm going to be publishing it very quickly as soon as we get it edited. And that's going to be an ethical bribe. Of course, I'm going to send that out to all the people that have been subscribing. But every week, people that subscribe to me are going to get recordings of my Google Hangouts. They're going to go through the list. I'm not going to do a separate email list anymore. So you have to subscribe at 30 Minute Millionaire to get on my list, to follow me on my teachings. And again, it's all free. The membership is free. I'm not charging anything for any membership fees here. So it's all free. You're going to get a Monday Morning Mentor free. You're going to get my PDF articles that go with these courses free, which is very, very cool. So somebody that's, and the reason I'm doing this is somebody's really struggling out there, and a lot of good people have struggled because of this economy, and they can't afford the type of coaching that I offer. Then they can follow along on the Monday Morning Mentor and also on my 30 Minute Millionaire and get the PDF files. And they're going to do very well with what I'm going to teach you, okay? All right, with that being said, I'm going to get right into the lesson, and we'll go there on a screen share, and we'll talk about how to start connecting on LinkedIn and why it's so valuable to connect. So here we go. Hold on just a minute here. And then I'll come back up later and we'll chat a little bit more. All right, so here we go, okay? Now let me go ahead and do this. I want to make sure you can see this here. Okay. All right. Okay. So here's what we have right here. 7 fast ways to connect on LinkedIn. Now, I'm telling you that LinkedIn is a tropical paradise for all sales professionals, not just network marketers, but all sales professionals. If you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you're into social media marketing, internet marketing, affiliate marketing, LinkedIn is a gold mine. And again, I'm not going to repeat this, but you already can read 172,000 people every day. All right, connect to people in a short period of time. When you just start out learning LinkedIn, and I'm going to share my story with you a little bit. I was very, very fortunate when I started out, because I had a friend who knew I was a great recruiter. I was a top recruiter in several MLM companies, and he hired me, but he was not in the direct sales industry. In fact, he was a top recruiter. He owned one of the top CEO and CFO executive search firms in America. Very, very lucky. He was who's who in San Francisco, became a very close friend of mine. And he hired me as a consultant to go out and recruit for him to build his Dallas operation. Now, that was crazy. I took the job. I mean, he was giving me stock and everything else to do this. It was really a phenomenal offer. And I did. I went out and, but Joe took me aside and he taught me some search features in LinkedIn. I don't see very many people or very many coaches teaching these, or even understand the power of these search engines that LinkedIn has designed. especially the algorithms called robotics. For short, if you hear the word bots, it means robotics. So these search engines allow you to really pinpoint and really define who your ideal client is. So it makes you laser sharp as far as finding the type of people and the right people that you can build your business with. You see, in the past, you had to go out and hang out at Starbucks, learn to talk and learn to start conversations at the gas station and at the grocery store, waiting in line at the banks. I mean, that's what we were taught in the old days. And you had these great, what we call forming, family, occupation, recreation, and also motivation, where you could start these conversations. But the thing is, it's shotgun marketing, because really you're looking for people that want a better lifestyle, or they want to secure some financial they want to secure their financial future or solve some financial issues, or maybe they need your product or your service, but you didn't really know whether they're an ideal prospect or not. The truth of it is, you really, what LinkedIn allows you to do is narrow that down to really know who your target audience is, who really needs your services. What does your customers really want? It allows you to find those people and narrow it down through the search capabilities that LinkedIn offers. So keep that in mind, okay? So here's the necessary steps you need to take before you start your searches. Develop a solid search criteria first. Write that down. I'm going to develop a solid search criteria first. Now look at this picture here. Segment better, target better, okay? Segment better and target better. What does that mean? When it comes to marketing, the only thing that's important is what your customers really want. So how do you find those customers? You think, well, everybody wants to be financially free and secure. That's not true, folks. Some people love what they're doing, and they'll always be doing what they're doing. I mean, that's just a fact of life. Not everybody wants to be free financially. Some people enjoy their work, enjoy their jobs, and have a great retirement, and they just don't want to do it. Okay, so you got to really be conscious of the fact that you got to find your market and the type of people that really are looking for you, and people that want to get ahead, solve some financial problems, secure their financial future. Those are the type of people you're looking for. They're also the type of people that have the entrepreneurial mindset. So when it comes to demographics, very, very important demographics here. So who's going to buy my products or services? You got to ask yourself that question. Who is my ideal customer? What's their age, their sex, their income? Well, why is demographics important? Because demographics sort of tells you what type of people they are, what they're looking for, what their mindset is, and if there's a connection there with you. So as an example, one of the things that I target is MLM people. Why MLM people? I'm not stealing it from other companies. I target MLM people because they're struggling in their skill sets, and they're struggling with how to do social media marketing. So because I can help them solve that problem, then I target them and I keep them in their companies. And I'll coach them while they're in the same company, because that's really, they love their company, they're passionate about it, and I want to help them to get to where they want to go. So that's very, very important. Now, what about geographics? Where are they buying? Where do they live? How do they live? And, in what relation to climate, soil, or even vegetation? Why is that important? Well, let me share a little story with you. You see, when I was in the mortgage industry, I owned a mortgage company. I started taking copywriting and sales lessons and studying under Dan Kennedy, a lot of sharp people. And boy, I learned how to write some very compelling messages. And I did postcard mailouts. In fact, I used to mail out over 100,000 postcards, but I had to know the geographics. What do you mean? I had to know that in different zip codes would get different results. And it's crazy. I mean, I would mail out 100,000 postcards into one zip code, and I could, at one time, I barely broke even, and those mailouts cost me back then, it was a long time ago, but it was $15,000. Well, you know what? I knew that there was one zip code out there because I kept mailing and mailing, and I figured out some zip codes paid out better, or some areas paid out better than other areas. So location was very, very important to me. But so I learned this compelling message, and so I designed this postcard that said, "I love bad credit." Well, everybody knows that if you have bad credit, you can't get a loan. But I wrote this, and I just did this graphic with a big heart and arrow through it, and it said, "I love bad credit." Folks, I mailed that out because I knew a zip code that really paid off for me in the past. Well, those 100,000 postcards that cost me $15,000 in 6 weeks returned me, now get this, $300,000 of income. I love bad credit. Everybody, the phone rang off the hook. Every 8 seconds, the phone rang. And it continued to ring for 6 solid weeks. I couldn't take on, I mean, I have so many loans coming at me. I had to give them out and hire other loan officers to process the loan. I mean, and new processors and loan officers to handle all the business I was getting just from that one postcard from that one area. So why is it important when you are talking to people? Let's say you're targeting, you want to talk to network marketers, as an example. Why is that important, geographics? Well, I know for a fact where all the MLM hotbeds are in America. I can tell you right now the targeted area codes. Here they are. California, Bay Area, 925-415-650, 510-209, 707-408. Fresno, Sacramento, and Los Angeles. These are all key codes in California. I know what the key codes are in Texas: 903, 940, 430, 830, 972. Houston, San Antonio, Austin. I know in Florida, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa. You see, I know Atlanta, Georgia. I know all the area codes and zip codes for the hottest MLM cities in America. Now, that's what I call marketing intelligence. Very, very important. You understand demographics and you understand the importance of geographics. So I hope this lesson really helps you to put some intelligence into the time that you're spending to get to maximize your efforts and get the highest return on your time. That's very, very important. Okay. Do you know what your customers or clients really want? You got to ask yourself that question. What do my customers really want? Well, obviously in network marketing, they want to make money. Okay. They want to solve some financial issues or problems. Could be on a job that they hate, okay, that they're burdened with, that they're just not getting the recognition they should be getting, or they're with a tyrant boss. I've heard everything, by the way, okay. The job's not going anywhere. They've been passed over. I mean, you get people in those situations all the time, you see. Now, the funny thing is that we were always taught to do a list of 100 names and sometimes even up to 400 names. And then we wanted to go ahead and pick out our chicken list. Well, what's our chicken list? Well, those are people we were scared to call because they were the most highly successful people. So we were told in the old days that go after the most successful people that you can find, because if they're successful in one industry, they're going to be successful in another industry. And that's very, very true. If you got a high-powered insurance guy or a high-powered sales guy, or that are successful in their industry, or a realtor or mortgage guys, a lot of realtors that came in were highly successful. I remember in my old days, when I first got in the Miami days, that we had 9 realtors or all diamonds. Okay, they're highly successful. They're well connected. They had good sales skills. They were a great target audience. I built most of my businesses going after realtors in the old days. So just a great profile client to think about. Okay, now why did I go after and why did I target those guys? Well, first of all, most realtors did not have, they really lived right at their income level. So if they had a good month, they were spending it. If they had a bad month, they were in debt. And then the next month they had a good month where they had to pay off the debt. I mean, they had a yo-yo income, and they never had enough money to provide for, to actually provide. I'm sorry about that. Okay. They never really had enough. Oh my gosh, this thing's just bouncing all over the place. They really never had enough money to really provide for their retirement. So they had yo-yo income and they had retirement issues. But what if I can solve those problems for them? See, that's what I'm talking about, knowing your audience, knowing your client. What do they really want? What are their issues? What are their problems? Okay, so this is one of the things I'll talk about when I wrap up here a little bit. All right, so one of the first ways that you could connect, which is really cool, and connecting is finding a common bond, something that's going to cement you and help you with your, with your connections. Well, if you fill out your profile that you're an all-star, the cool thing about an all-star profile is means you put all your school and colleges in there. And my gosh, LinkedIn brings those people to your attention. So over here we got 1,400. Let's see, we got salespeople at 1,200 and entrepreneurs at 800. So there's 2,000. There's 2,000 target people there that I think would have good sales skills. They got the entrepreneurial mindset, and I can connect with them. So let's find out how we do this. Now you can see here's an independent professional training coach and professional out of Miami. Well, she's in a targeted area. She's also in a training and professional coach situation. basically today, if you learn how to coach and mentor, you're a person of attraction. And my gosh, I don't know anything better right now than to be an entrepreneur and a coach in the MLM or direct sales industry. I mean, whoa, my gosh, the attraction that you have with residual income, that's so powerful, Why does this thing keep calling? Okay, sorry about that. Okay. All right. Okay, now, here's the other thing that you're going to find out. Okay, food for thought. How many people would be interested in learning more about building a client base or a following? Okay, from people to, out of 209 people. Obviously, that's a great connection, a great place to start. So I saw Beth was professional. I went and I looked at her profile and I saw some common interests there. Actually, she lived in Melbourne, Florida. I lived in Melbourne, working for a company at the time, Harris Semiconductors, as a group controller there. And so we had a common connection there. So I saw that in her profile where she lived, and also found out she went to their same college. So here I am. I'm writing a connection here. I'm personalizing it. I'm finding the common denominator, the connection point. Hey, I see we're living in Florida, a long way from Chapeau College in Hayward. We'd love to connect with you and add you to my professional network on LinkedIn. All right. So this is all it really is. So if you have been following me, you would know that I'm a network marketing coach. Therefore, salespeople and entrepreneurs would be my target audience. In this illustration, I have 1,207 people from my college who are in sales, and 800 people are entrepreneurs. This is a great way to connect with people. Now, at the end of anything that I'm writing, now as you start down the road with me, I want you to write your own articles. Article marketing is going to be a lot of what we're going to be doing. Hold on just a minute here. But I want to show you something that's really great. You see, it says to be continued. It's because we're going to be teaching each week on one specific way of connecting with people. Today we're talking about alumni, okay? But just read this just for a minute. There are several ways that you can follow along with my teaching. I want people to know, what they are, okay? The first way to join my list, 30-Minute Millionaire. That's the first way. People that want to follow my teaching, I have to have them on my list. I can only control one list. That's all I want to do, not 5 of them. Where I post my blog articles weekly. So they'll get a copy of my blog articles and they'll get a copy of my schedule of my coaching and teaching, which is very, very cool. Secondly, you can join me every Monday morning on Google Hangouts where I teach on social media marketing like I am today. So you get a teaching that's going to be recorded on YouTube. You'll get a copy of that. You don't have to look for it or search for it, even though my channel is Gary Messere Marketing. If you want to know that, you can subscribe on YouTube. Okay, so you can here it is right here. Now I put all the ways they can find me at the bottom of my articles. Now the other thing you're going to find, you don't see it on here right now, is all my articles, if you go to my blog site, have all the share buttons to all the social media. Why do I want to do sharing? Let me stop this for a minute and talk to you about sharing for a minute here, and I'm going to come back up here, okay? All right. Now, why do I want to put share buttons at the bottom? You see, people, here's the deal. I want my people to succeed. I don't care about, my brand is 30-Minute Millionaire. It's not my name. It's 30-Minute Millionaire. Why? Because I know that in the old days, how much time I spent to build these businesses, and it sucked the life out of me. I spent 40, 50, 60 hours a week. Don't kid yourself. Okay, to build these, when I got these organizations up to 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 people, it took a lot out of me. It was a full-time job. I wasn't going on any vacations. I'll be honest with you. Okay, I always am. So I said, I love the industry. I love the dynamics that drive the industry, but why does it take so long to do this when I can send out a postcard and make $300,000 in 6 weeks? Why do I want to do this? Okay, because I like the residual income aspects of it. So I wanted to figure out why this phone's going up. I'm so sorry here. Okay. I'm going to turn this off. Okay, sorry about this. Okay, so, all right. So why did I want this residual income? Because if I knew that if I could develop enough leadership in my organization, that I can get it above the S curves and the ups and downs, that I can have a life of freedom. I've been free financially for 30 years. So financial freedom is very, very important to me, but I had to work at it with my mortgage industry and my real estate companies, all the things I did back then. But the truth of it is, freedom really isn't freedom when you own a company. Seriously, it's really not, because you got to manage that company. You got to manage your investments. There's not really freedom in that. But what network marketing offers me and offers you and anybody else is this residual income, where if you develop and build your team, your culture, your community correctly, and you teach people what I'm teaching, how to build it effectively, what's going to happen is that you're going to have leaders are going to be excited about what they're doing. Okay, so I focused a lot on how I can really refine this down to spending 30 minutes a day and connecting with 30 people a day to end up with 20 to 25 scheduled calendar conversations a week with a target audience of people with the same mindset, okay, that I had, that wanted to have residual incomes, all right, that wanted that type of reoccurring income. How do I find those people? And LinkedIn allows you to do that with the parameters and profiling your clients that I'm teaching you, if that makes sense to you. All right. So I'm being very, very, very clear that LinkedIn's a very powerful way to connect with the right audience. Now, as we get into coaching and understanding, you got to solve those problems for those people. What are those problems? Well, a lot of them are time constraints. A lot of them don't have residual income. A lot of those problems are they don't know how to find the right people. They don't know how to develop the right people. It's just a matter of kind of like finding a method that works for you and teaching you how to do it. Now, there's a new era of network marketers that are coming into play. The old days of these out every night, okay, 6, 9 parties a week, and I did that. I tell you, I really did, and it worked. Okay, and let me tell you honestly, and it'll work for people today. Okay, I'm not saying it won't work, but man, I was 40, 50, 60 hours a week at it. Okay, that was not fun. And then out the hotel meetings, and then calling everybody up. Hey, you got to get to this meeting and promoting that meeting. You got to be a good promoter. You know, God, I got burned out on that. And then, you know, then I would go to these 4 major meetings or functions a month. I mean, a year. I'm sorry, a year. Every one of them was. I'm in California. I always had to fly to Florida. You know, first of all, I hate flying, and that's $2,000. There was $8,000 a year just attending these meetings. So by the time I went to the hotel meetings, I set those up because I was always the leader in the area, paid for the hotel, and if I made money on charging or not charging, and I always ate it. Let me put it that way. By the time I got through at the end of the year, I'm looking at how much money I made and how much money I spent. And I said, I wasn't getting there very far. I'm just being honest with you. God, sponsored 120 people in one organization. Okay. And I wasn't making money out of it because I was spending so much money on tools and stuff for my team. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. All right, so let's be square here. There's a whole market of people there that are highly intelligent, that understand social media marketing, that can do it quicker and faster than the old ways. I'm going to say it again. They can do it quicker and faster than the old ways. They can target their audience and their market more specifically than what we could by the shotgun approach in the old days. Okay? We can get this thing down where it becomes a real business, a real meaningful business, highly profitable, both in your time and your money, by using these social media skills. And that's my job. My goal is to help people to learn how to build their businesses online using really tried and proven and documented, okay, skills and practices that I'm teaching, so that you can apply yourself, you could find the right people, the right audience, and you don't have to sponsor 120 people. I mean, if you follow what I'm doing, 20, 30, 40 people should do it for you. That should be a 6-digit income very easily. If you want to take it to a 7-digit income, you got to continue to recruit. All I do all week long is talk to new people, follow up with people, and mentor the people I have. That's all I do. I love it. I enjoy it. Okay? And I'm not working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. Now, the other thing I'm going to just share with you real quick is that another way to leverage your time. I love J. Paul Getty when he said, hey, I would rather have 1% of 100 people's time than 100% of my time, because there's only 24 hours in a day. One of the ways that you can leverage your time, and most people have a hard time doing this because they're control freaks, is you need to build a team. I have one of the greatest personal assistants I can ever find. And I'm just so excited about her. I just found an IT guy that I'm so excited about. He's on my team. Having lunch with him tomorrow. I've got a coach that's just tops at taking, these books to Amazon as bestsellers. I'm excited about working with my team. I think I got a great team, and I'm excited about them. I love them. I just think they're going to be awesome, and I'm going to keep them for a long, long time. Okay, so I want to develop people. You never get anywhere if you kind of go through people, and use them and abuse them. It doesn't work. But if you understand, if you can develop people who have a pure heart, who want to learn, who are committed to you, who are appreciative of you, then you're going to find that you're going to have a great team, and you're going to leverage your time. Now we're talking about real residual income, you see, because that team is booking your appointments, managing your calendar. They're posting all your articles that you never can do because you're always so busy and life gets in the way. They're posting all your videos that you're doing. They're helping you edit your books and your articles. My gosh, if I didn't have anybody edit my articles, they would think I was stupid and they would never follow me. There would be so many grammatical mistakes in my writings, and they wouldn't look at the content and the value that I can bring to them. All right, so are you with me there? So I'm going to teach you how to leverage a team. All right, so look, I've got a few spots still open in my coaching program, and here's what it's going to lay down to be. For $500 a month for 6 months, that's a $3,000 contract, you're going to get a spot on my success stories in my new book. And that book's going to be hot because nobody has ever written a book to the network marketers on what I'm teaching, specifically to them. And it's going to be designed specifically to them, step by step of everything that we teach. And you're going to have a success story into this coaching program because I'm going to be mentoring you personally, not some other person, me personally. Gary, going to be coaching you directly, step by step, from building your profile to making a keyword rich, right? To working with headlines. I'm going to give you books to read by copywriters so you know how to do headlines properly. Okay, just like those magical words where I made $300,000 in 6 weeks. I'm going to give you that. I've read book after book after book. I practiced it. I made money from it. Okay, I'm walking, talking what I'm going to teach you. It's not from some book I read. Okay, the books helped me to do what I did. But the fact is I read the books and I applied them and I became successful with them. And so I'm going to give you those successes that you can have, and that you can build your team, and then you can write your articles, and that you could be the go-to person, the person of attraction, right? And then we teach you how to build your list and your following, and all of that's going to be, I'm going to teach you in that book. And we're going to write your story in my book. Okay, there's going to be a chapter for success stories, and you're going to have 1 to 3 pages. Okay, if you write 5, I don't care. But I mean, as long as you write it down and you follow the practices, because you're going to document everything that we're going to do. We're going to take it step by step. Now I got a few more openings for people because I'm going to take on 10. If you have a buddy, I want you to call them right now because it's going to be fun to run with a couple people. Again, I got a few spots open. I want to fill them all up, get them done right now, and then let's get going to work. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's get our lunch bucket out. Let's put on our overalls, okay? Let's put on our overalls and let's go to work. And let's see what happens in the next 90 days under this coaching, where we're going to get all the excuses out of your life. You're going to follow everything I do. You're going to do the little assignments I tell you. When I teach you how to do a unique value proposition, you're going to write it out right on the spot. I'm not going to wait till next week to get it from you and edit it. We're going to do it right on the coaching program. When we write your profile, okay, that's compelling, we're going to write it right there. I'm going to give you all the key elements that you need. When you start scripting yourself, we're going to have the 5 elements that are very powerful in doing a well-balanced script that's compelling, intriguing, and all the things that are going to help you to draw people to you. You're going to be a person of attraction where people are going to call you, not the fact that they have to, again, they're going to be calling you. And Mason will testify to this, that I had to cut it back to write my new book and ebooks and everything else because I couldn't handle all the traffic. She'll tell you that. Okay, 20 people just on LinkedIn every day like clockwork were trying to connect with me. Okay, and I haven't even been out there connecting with people because I had to slow it down, and I still got them coming in. Okay, and she's still booking appointments on my calendar. So just understand, when you get this attraction going, it's hard to turn it off. Now, wouldn't you rather have people call you than you go chase after people? Think about that. Wouldn't you rather have people call you instead of you chasing people? Think about that for a minute. Okay. So this coaching, the value that you're going to get from my coaching program, and in my opinion, is probably worth about $20,000, $30,000 for $500 a month for 6 months, and being an Amazon bestseller at the same time. Okay. That's pretty powerful, because it's going to pay for itself over and over and over again. It'll be one of the best investments you've ever made in your life. So again, go out there and invite a few people, and let's get a few more people to run within these coaching programs, and watch what happens when you start writing articles with share buttons on them. You know, I put on my little thing, sharing is caring. And you start sending those articles out to people, and you watch the following that comes along. I get people calling me now saying, oh my God, I just read your article. I want to meet you. I want to get into your coaching program. And you know, right now I have to interview them, because I only want serious people that are committed to their success, to their dreams. I only want serious people in my coaching programs. I'm not going to chase people. I want the serious people that said, you know, Gary, I want to get ahead. I want to change people's lives. I really do care about people. Those are the people that I'm looking for. You know, and those people, when I interview them, if they're like that, you know what? I'm going to work with them. And I'm going to give them everything I got, and they're going to give me everything they got. At the end of that 6-month period of time, I'm promising you, these people should be have the foundation for a 6-digit income. All right, this is Coach Gary signing off. Love you guys. God bless you. Just keep this in mind, all right? There's nobody smarter than you. I love what Brian Tracy said. No one's better than you. There's not a skill you can't learn if the desire in your heart is strong enough to succeed. Get all the stinking thinking out of your head. You're not good enough. You can't do it. You tried it before. It doesn't work. Stop it. You never were taught the right skills in terms of marketing and sales that can propel you to the top of whatever you're doing. You just didn't take the time to learn them, or somebody didn't mentor you. That's all it is. You can learn any skill. God has blessed everybody and given gifts to all of us. All we have to realize is that we have a great potential, and we just have to tap into it to do it and get it done. All right. God bless. Bye-bye now. Love you guys.